Today we're going to be looking at the Monimoto 9. So let's get straight into it. Download the Monimoto app, quick and easy. Press next, choose your device. You'll see there's a range there from the Monimoto 9, which is the newest one, to the oldest one, which is the MM5, the Monimoto 5. Now today we're obviously doing the MM9, so click onto that. It'll tell us to charge it, like I said just a second ago. Next we have to choose our key fob. Now the MM5 had a round key fob. The 7 and the 9 now have this rectangular key fob, so we'll be choosing that one. Click that, tell you to pull that tab out again by opening it up. Now this is key, you have to keep the key fob and the tracker right next to each other and let it scan. Right, now that it's scanned it, you've also got this serial number that pops up, and in that you just see that on the back of this Monimoto 9. So here it will start with like MM something something something, and that's the one you need to match up with what's on the screen. So for me that is looking good. Press next. Name your Monimoto. So I'm going to name it after my bike, which is Poppy, because she's black and red, and I got the on the November the 11th. Oversharing. Now choose your profile. You can either have a motorcycle, car, or bicycle. Obviously we're going to do a bike, so we click that one, press next. It will now send you a notification to show that you've registered the SIM and the tracker together. It's going to configure the key fobs as well. It's doing that. You can see it's doing some jobbies because it's flashing red on the tracker itself. Keep that nice and close. It's now telling me it's a success. Your Monimoto is up and running. Now you can hide it in your vehicle. We'll do that in a second. But now this is now completely together. It's all working in unison with one another, the key fob, the tracker and the phone. And if you look at the home screen here, you now see the battery percentage of the key fob as well as the device itself. If you move over to the settings, this is where you can fine tune some bits if you want to have a play around. First and foremost is the start of active tracking. Now with this, it's not going to be tracking it 24/7. You can change how often you get updates on your phone as well, but the reason why it's not constantly actively tracking is because it drains the battery at a really fast rate. But let's say someone's already taken your bike and they've gone away with it, you can start active tracking. Maybe you even have the key fob with them. You can also disconnect the key fob and then it will start active tracking. It's just all in order to make it a little bit less painful for you to get your bike back. So if we look down here, you've got the SIM card in, it's already in there, and like I said before, if you do have the SIM card in there already, which it already is, you get 2 months free, and then after that you have to pay a year subscription, which is £36. Let's press connect and see what happens. So in here, we have the settings. So in here you can change the profile of the vehicle. At the moment it's a motorcycle, and underneath that you have device regular status update interval. You can have once a day up to like, what's that, every 40 days. So I'm going to keep it to once a day because it's just a bit more convenient. I'm on it pretty much all the time, that bike I mean. And it can also show you the location on a regular status update like that. Motion sensitivity. Now I would say if you want it on normal it's okay, but like if you can, put it on high if it's stored away in like a garage or something, or if you're out and about in London per se. Having it on high just makes it a little bit easier for you to get a reaction out of the tracker, and be sure to be there as soon as possible if there was someone trying to steal your motorbike. But if that's not a big issue for you, then just chuck it onto normal. It'll be absolutely fine. Go and save that like so. We'll go onto the key fobs. So the key fobs, you don't have to just have one. You can actually have up to 3, I believe. So this one could be one for you, one for your partner, and then one spare at home if you lose one already. Now for the signal range, you can change that. So if you want it on the very minimum, which means that as soon as you basically leave your bike, it will start detecting that the key fob is nowhere near it, then you can do that. So it's super sensitive. You can play around with this depending on how much you want it to be sensitive in that way. I'm going to keep it in the middle, which I think is going to be okay. Right, so that's all that done.